One stormy Sunday. The massive hall of Holy Ground Ministries was packed with a desperate crowd, all eager to catch a glimpse of Prophetess Patricia, affectionately known as Mama See It All. Whispers rippled through the congregation as they craned their necks to see the woman who claimed to possess the power to pierce the veil of the soul. Agatha, one of Mama See It All's trusted aides, rushed to the front of the hall, wide-eyed and shaking. "Mama did it again," she exclaimed, as the congregation erupted into cheers. But Elizabeth, a quiet church member, noticed something strange. She had seen the crippled man who had just been healed walking around the market just days before. As the days went by, Elizabeth's doubts about Mama See It All's authenticity grew. She began to notice a pattern of manipulation and deception. Mama See It All would use her supposed prophetic abilities to extract money and favors from her followers. Elizabeth realized that she had to do something to expose Mama See It All's schemes. But it wouldn't be easy. Mama See It All was a powerful and influential figure, with a reputation for ruthlessness. Elizabeth knew that she would have to be careful if she was going to take on Mama See It All and her minions. One evening, Elizabeth decided to follow Mama See It All, determined to uncover the truth about her activities. She waited in the bushes near the river behind Mama See It All's mansion, clutching her phone tightly as she prepared to capture evidence of Mama See It All's wrongdoing. As the clock struck midnight, Elizabeth saw Mama See It All emerge from her mansion. She moved gracefully towards the river, her steps almost gliding across the ground. Elizabeth's heart raced as she watched Mama See It All pause at the riverbank, looking up at the sky and beginning to chant in a strange language. Suddenly, Mama See It All's body began to contort and twist, her limbs elongating and her skin taking on a scaly texture. Elizabeth's eyes widened in horror as she realized that Mama See It All was not human at all, but a serpent-like creature from the depths of the river. Elizabeth knew that she had to get out of there, fast. She turned to run, but it was too late. Mama See It All's eyes had locked onto hers, and Elizabeth felt a strange, hypnotic power wash over her. She was trapped, unable to move or escape. And then, everything went black. When Elizabeth came to, she was lying on the ground, her head throbbing with pain. She struggled to sit up, looking around frantically for any sign of Mama See It All. But the prophetess was nowhere to be seen. Elizabeth stumbled to her feet, her mind racing with questions. What had just happened? What was Mama See It All's true nature? And what did she want with Elizabeth? Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, Elizabeth made her way back to her car, parked outside the mansion. She drove home, her heart still racing with fear and adrenaline. As she pulled into her driveway, Elizabeth noticed a piece of paper stuck under her windshield wiper. She got out of the car and retrieved the paper, her heart sinking as she read the message scrawled on it. "You shouldn't have followed me." Elizabeth knew then that she was in grave danger. Mama See It All had discovered her true intentions, and would stop at nothing to silence her. Determined to expose Mama See It All's true nature to the world, Elizabeth began to gather evidence, documenting every suspicious activity and testimony from former followers. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to bring Mama See It All to justice. As Elizabeth delved deeper into her investigation, she discovered a dark web of deceit and corruption that went far beyond Mama See It All's church. She found evidence of embezzlement, bribery, and even murder, all linked to Mama See It All and her cohorts. Armed with this new information, Elizabeth decided to take her findings to the authorities. She scheduled a meeting with the police commissioner, determined to bring Mama See It All to justice once and for all. But as she arrived at the police station, Elizabeth was met with a surprise. The police commissioner, it turned out, was one of Mama See It All's most loyal followers. "You're too late," the commissioner sneered, his eyes gleaming with malice. "Mama See It All has already taken care of you." And with that, Elizabeth was dragged away, thrown into a dark cell deep within the police station. She was trapped, with no way out. But Elizabeth refused to give up. She knew that she had to expose Mama See-It-All's true nature to the world, no matter the cost. And so, she began to plan her escape, determined to bring Mama See-It-All to justice once and for all. Elizabeth spent days in the dark cell, her mind racing with thoughts of escape. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to bring Mama See-It-All to justice. One day, a young police officer named James came to visit Elizabeth in her cell. He looked nervous and unsure of himself, but Elizabeth sensed that he might be an ally. "Listen, I don't have much time," James whispered, glancing around nervously. "But I know you're telling the truth about Mama See-It-All. I've seen some weird things going on around here, and I think you might be in danger." Elizabeth's heart leapt with hope. "Can you help me escape?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. James nodded, his eyes locked on hers. "I'll do what I can," he promised. "But you have to be careful. Mama See-It-All has eyes and ears everywhere." That night, James returned to Elizabeth's cell, this time with a set of keys and a plan. They made their way through the dark corridors of the police station, avoiding guards and security cameras along the way. Finally, they reached the outside world, where James had arranged for a car to be waiting. Elizabeth breathed a sigh of relief as they sped away from the police station, leaving Mama See-It-All's minions behind. But Elizabeth knew that she wasn't safe yet. Mama See-It-All would stop at nothing to silence her, and Elizabeth had to be careful to stay one step ahead. James drove her to a safe house on the outskirts of town, where Elizabeth could lay low for a while. As she settled into her new surroundings, Elizabeth realized that she had a long and difficult road ahead of her. But she was determined to see justice done. She would expose Mama See-It-All's true nature to the world, no matter the cost. And so, Elizabeth began to plan her next move, gathering evidence and building a case against Mama See-It-All. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was ready for the fight. As she sat in the safe house, surrounded by papers and documents, Elizabeth felt a sense of determination wash over her. She was going to take down Mama See-It-All, no matter what it took. But just as she was about to start her investigation, Elizabeth received a chilling message from an unknown number. "You'll never win." Elizabeth's heart skipped a beat as she realized that Mama See-It-All was still one step ahead of her. But she refused to back down. "I'm not afraid of you," Elizabeth typed back, her fingers trembling with rage. But as she hit send, Elizabeth couldn't shake the feeling that she was in grave danger. Mama See-It-All would stop at nothing to silence her, and Elizabeth had to be careful to stay alive. Elizabeth knew she had to act fast. She gathered all the evidence she had collected and went to the media. She told her story to a popular journalist, who was shocked by the revelations. The journalist, whose name was Alex, decided to investigate further. He went undercover, posing as a new member of Mama See-It-All's church. What he discovered was shocking. Mama See-It-All was not only a fake prophetess, but she was also involved in money laundering, human trafficking, and other illegal activities. Alex gathered enough evidence to expose her and took it to the authorities. This time, the police took action. They arrested Mama See-It-All and charged her with multiple crimes. Her church was shut down, and her followers were finally free from her manipulation. Elizabeth was hailed as a hero for her bravery in exposing Mama See-It-All. She had risked her life to bring the truth to light, and her actions had brought justice to countless people. As for Mama See-It-All, she was sentenced to life in prison. Her reputation was ruined, and her empire was dismantled. She spent the rest of her days behind bars, a shadow of the powerful and feared woman she once was. Elizabeth, on the other hand, continued to fight for justice. She became a prominent advocate for victims of religious manipulation and abuse. She also started a foundation to help people who had been affected by Mama See-It-All's actions. Years later, Elizabeth looked back on her journey with pride. She had faced her fears and stood up to a powerful and ruthless adversary. She had brought justice to those who had been wronged, and she had inspired others to do the same. And as for Mama See-It-All, she was just a distant memory, a reminder of the dangers of blind faith and the importance of standing up for what is right.